You're now tuned into Kofi's Universe, since you're just sitting on Uranus. This is the #1 YouTube channel for hip hop culture news, informed black social issues, song reaction videos, and even comedy. So be sure to like this post, and if you haven't already subscribed, do so right about now. Razzcast.
YouTube, salute the Clipse release. Let God sort them out. And I'm about to give you my review. If you're new to my channel, thumbs up the video, hit that sub button, click that bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. This is probably one of the most anticipated albums of 2025. And this album right here, yes, it delivered from the beginning to the end. No skips, not at all. I listened to this album 3 times in the gym. 3 times in the gym, twice in the gym. And then when I was leaving, I went into another gym when I went home and I started to work out again, like a little cool down. I said, I just want to listen to this album one more time. But man, let's get into the album, y'all. So we have 13 tracks. 13 tracks. The duration of the album is 40 minutes and like some change, maybe close to 41 minutes. So that's actually pretty solid, due to people attention span don't want to listen to like 70, 80-minute albums no more. But as far as the features, we have John Legend, Voices of Fire. We got Stevie Wonder on here. Stevie Wonder did the outro on the first track called The Birds Don't Sing. I'm gonna get into that. We got Kendrick Lamar, we got Tyler the Creator, we got The Dream. Of course, Pharrell is on here. We have Ab Liva, we got Stove God Cooks. Yes, we got Nas, y'all. So those are the features. So the album is entirely produced by Pharrell, no Chad Hugo, because Pharrell, he's Saturn now, no more Neptunes. That's what Malice said. But let's start with the first couple of tracks that I feel that really stood out to me and why. So The Birds Don't Sing. That track is very emotional because Pusha is rapping about his mother, his last conversation he had with her before she made her transition. And No Malice is rapping about his father, his last conversation he had with him, and just their memories of their parents. Like some people have lost parents, some people parents are still living. To me, I felt my heart, feeling very emotional. Like it was like, damn, man, that's kind of deep to remember the last conversation you had with somebody you lost, especially your parents, because they're not here no more. And I know that had to be a very emotional track. I heard an interview by Pusha and Malice saying that they broke down. It took them a minute to write that track because they broke down crying, knowing that it ain't something, they probably wanted to do, but they know they had to do. But to me, that track right there stood out. Um, Tyler the Creator, he got off on Point of View. He got off on Point of View. I was like, damn, go ahead, Tyler. I'm gonna have to start checking out some of your stuff. But he got off. I did not expect that, but superb verse. And the switch up on there with Malice rapping, woo! Malice, man. Yes, I think Malice is going to be up for a verse of the year so far. Some other verses that stood out to me. Ab Liva verse was hard as hell. Don't get me wrong. I like um I like Nas. Nas verse on Let God Sort 'Em Out. Chandeliers. It's top tier, y'all. You know how Nas gets down. Like some lines he said, it's not fair to them. I'm thinking I deserve to hate. Bring it. The only thing you killing is precious times. Used to clash with Decepticons. I was dumb, deaf, and blind. So counsel me before I unleash the panther. Me. Pantheon is a family. We some outstanding G's. The difference between regular spitters and bosses, my principles high. You need a glimpse of me from satellites in orbit. Tape sabbaticals on avenues, bring AKs on vacays when we paddle canoes. Nas, man, he once again delivers. And another track I want y'all to check out when you get a chance that I love is the outro. Is the last track by the grace of God. You know, Malice, and Pusha T, just how they breaking down about how God gave them another chance. And Malice is saying how the devil was tempting him so many times and how he lost homeboys, that was in the streets, and that could have been him, you know. Um, and that it's a blessing how he's still here and he dodged a lot of temptation. And Pusha T was saying how, God gave him another chance. God gave him another chance and could have took him as far as being in jail, but being right here where he's at right now is like a big blessing in disguise. All right, so enough about that. Let's break down the grading. Let's go by track by track. So track one, The Birds Don't Sing. I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10. Two, Chains and Whips. That's a 9.5 out of 10. POV, featuring Tyler the Creator. That's a 9 out of 10. So Be It Part 2. That's a 9 out of 10. Ace Trumpets. I'm gonna give that a 8.5 out of 10. All Things Considered, featuring The Dream and Pharrell. That's a 8 out of 10. Mike Tyson Blow. Um, MTB TTF. That's one of my favorite tracks, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And I forgot how they break that down. Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. So that's a 9 out of 10 to me. I love that track right there. What else we got? We have EBITDA. That's a dope track, 8.5 out of 10. Pico featuring Stove God Cooks. That's a 9 out of 10. And Glorious Bastards featuring Ab Live. That's a 9. So Far Ahead. Um, that's a 8.5. Let God Sort Them Out with Nas. That's a 9.5 out of 10. By the Grace of God. That's a 9 out of 10. So as far as production wise, Pharrell delivered 9.5 out of 10. The features on this album, I'm gonna give a 9 out of 10. The lyricism, the creativity, the wordplay, the double entendres, the subliminal messages, the being vulnerable on track, the first track, the second track. Wow, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10. Overall, this album is a 9 out of 10, y'all. This is probably the best album of the year. Right now, this is album of the year. This is album of the year. This is the best album of the year. I don't see no other album beating this album unless it's DJ Premier and Nas collab album. That's the only album I can see beating this album. But that's a lot of pressure on Nas now. Not to say he can't deliver, but this is what you call a complete album. I hope the new artists are looking at how they took the time, how they structured everything. They gave you the cocaine rap bars. They gave you vulnerability. They gave you wordplay. They gave you superb top tier lyricism. They can compete with the top rappers on the album, with the Kendrick Lamars, the Nas, the Stove God Cooks, the Tyler Creators. Pharrell, Clipse once again delivers, and a lot of people are happy that they're back because hip hop needs this. And when you have rappers in their late 40s, early 50s, a lot of people saying people are cooked, they can't do it no more. Rappers today in their late 40s, early 50s are putting out some of the best music right now. They're putting out some of the best music right now. So I don't know what nobody's talking about. That might be the this Gen Z, whatever. They might be feeling that, but no, you got to realize the best music coming out right now is from the OGs. Not to say the young generation is not putting out good music. I'm not going to disrespect nobody, but the guys that came out in the 90s and the 2000s or even the 80s, they putting out the best music. But I want to hear from y'all. You give me your grade, you give me your score in the comment section. Tell me your top 3 tracks on the album. Rate the album and what did you like and what did you dislike about the album. Post your comments below. Hope smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support, donate to the channel. I have Patreon, patreon.com/Kofi Universe. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, everything's in the description. Till next time, salute.